Hey guys, just wanted to make this quick video to go over how one of our clients, Global Belly, is getting a 13x return on investment. And we're seeing some great results, so wanted to share that with you guys, and you'll be able to learn a lot from this, so follow along. Anyway, Global Belly, what are they? They're a marketplace for chefs and or influencers. In particular, they work with a lot of bakers. So Sweet Ams is one of their influencers. She has 1 million followers. She's obviously has a blue check mark. Awesome designs. Her audience is very much in tune and glued to what she does. And so that helped a lot. Now, let's dive right into it. The previous results. So when we took over a couple months ago, the prior agency was using kind of unstructured campaigns, low quality creatives. They were just using images, and we saw a maximum ROAS of about 2.5. They're targeting random audiences that were kind of unrelated to this niche. So we had quite a bit of work to do, and we can just show you some of these old results. Some of these is our campaigns as well, but you can see here that it was kind of all over the place. They had this one fairly decent campaign they weren't able to replicate, but that's a bottom of funnel campaign. So you can see that for the most part, they're not really seeing the best return on ad spend. So where did we come in? So we came in with our process. Let me move this over here. And I made the font larger this time, so it should be easier for you guys to follow along with. So we came in with a methodical process because they didn't have the best creatives starting out. That was our first goal, right? Get new creatives, because the other creatives they were using were just not up to par with what we needed. You can see here. Yeah. Scroll up. Let's just pull some of these up. Decent, but this is not a very appealing style of creative for today. So we wanted to have them do Amber do an unboxing, a product demo, and we also want to get user-generated content. We're still waiting on that. So once we got those creatives, and it's very important that you go out there, look what your competition is doing, how they're succeeding. Again, like I mentioned in the last video, go to Facebook's Ads Library. Okay, that's the wrong link. Let's go here. Make sure you turn off your ad blocker. That will prevent it from working. And when you look here, you can find any brand, any competitor of yours. You can see what kind of creatives they're running. So we did that research. We saw that these were the types of creatives that were doing well. And then the next stage for us was to test creatives. So we were using standard warm audience of everyone who's engaging with her Facebook and her Instagram, because we wanted to get those creatives. Now let's go back to the last 30 days. Okay. So when you see warm testing, right? So we were testing a bunch of creatives. I'm going to dive right into those here. Okay. So as you can see, we have our CTRs here, and this one was performing well. Let's just go to maximum. Okay. It was performing well, but it wasn't converting. Okay, so we're getting a high click-through rate, but not conversions. This particular unboxing video has been a slam dunk, but you could see that we are testing quite a bit of creatives here. Okay, between images and videos. I just want to kind of dive in here so you can actually see, right?
My cookie kit from Global Belly just arrived, so let's take a look at what's in it. So this is the pumpkin spice latte and donut cookie kit.
You get the idea. Her audience absolutely loves this. And this isn't rocket science. We have really good engagement on this. We're building up that engagement slowly. You have a good amount of people commenting, a good amount of shares, right? As you get more and more engagement on your ad, you get a lower CPM, right? You get a lower CPM, so it'll be cheaper to advertise, and you'll get a higher click-through rate because you have more social proof. So we found that this particular creative style was doing really well, which I'll get down to later. We can also use for other products as well as other influencers on the platform. So let's look here. We have 32 purchases. Now, this is for a $40 per month subscription, and our early sort of LTV that we've seen from Global Belly is at least 6 months. So on the conservative end, we're looking at a $240 revenue per purchase generated. So this conversion value is not accurate. We would have to multiply this by 6. And so we're looking at a 4.31 return on ad spend initially, but that's not the real ad spend. Return on ad spend, if you go to 40 times 32, 1280 times 6, 7680, right? This is stuck here. Sorry about that. Sorry for the delay here. Let's get that going. Okay. So we can see that $506. Let's just take all of it, $587. So again, it was 40 times 32, times 33 actually, 1320 times 6. We got, let's say, 7,900. And we'll do 587 divided by 7,900. 7,900, sorry. Divided by 587. Looking at about, like I said, preliminary 13 return on investment or return on ad spend. Now, is that going to scale at that level? No, it's going to go down. But when you're starting with a 13 ROAS, a testing phase, it doesn't really matter because that should scale very well. And this is recurring revenue. Most of you probably won't be dealing with that, but take that in mind. There's people that are going to stay on indefinitely, and that lifetime value will go up. So going back to our process here, right? We got our creatives. We're testing the creatives, like I said. And again, you can do this for your brand. This is applies to all any brand in any niche. Throw in a bunch of creatives. And keep in mind, for this particular product, the creatives are king. The copy isn't as important, doesn't play as important of a role, right? Because it's a food consumable product. It's visual, it's a very visual product, right? It's not solving a problem per se. It's something that people do for enjoyment and the experience, and also wanting to just make those cool designs. So we found our creative, right? Now what we're going to do is test our audiences, okay? So you can see here that we then, let's go back. Let's just filter by delivery, active, okay. So still the testing, right? We do it all in one campaign. And we can see here that we're testing different audiences, right? We're testing here the audience we're testing Global Belly engagers and her engagers. So we took both social engagement platforms and we're testing those. Now again, you cannot scale on a huge, like a smaller audience like this so much. But for testing, this is excellent because then what we did later on, you'll see, is we created lookalikes based off of that audience, and that can be scaled. And as I mentioned in the previous video, after iOS 14.5, you want to, if you do have the social engagement that, and it doesn't have to be 1 million followers, but if you do have good social engagement, you want to use that audience to get those preliminary sales, get that data, and then build a lookalike based off of that. That's one of the best ways to find a winning audience. And you can see here, we're very methodical about how we're going about this. So we then realized that just her warm engagers was responding the best. We tried other ones like right here. So this is right. This is just the SA engaged, so it's just the 180 days, right? And then we did sent message, which is like anyone who sent you a message on Instagram. Page engage. These are different types of warm audience engagement that you can test, right? And the problem with those, they do tend to be smaller. But we want to kind of see how they are responding to that. So once we found that audience, now what we're doing, okay, and we're in the middle of this, is testing cold traffic, which is again the lookalikes. So we set up that campaign, right? And you can see here that we're seeing some decent results because we want to be able to scale this. Okay, so this one, we're seeing the 1% of Facebook engagement lookalike is doing fairly well, at a $20 budget, right? So then we want to do is go up to a $50 budget. And I'll make another video. I'm going to make another video about our methods and process of how we scale our campaigns. But you don't want to rapidly increase the budget. And when you do increase your budget, you want to duplicate or create another ad set with the same audience and raise the budget, double it, right? So we went from $20 to $50. We went from $10 to $20. So we're not going crazy, but this allows us to throttle things properly and let Facebook's algorithm slowly go up. Okay, slow and steady wins the race, guys, always. Now, here's another issue that we were value add here is that we realized and saw that they were getting a lot of landing page views. Okay, we're getting very cheap content views for about 40, 50 cents, but our add to cart ratio was very low. So we were seeing around 2%, 3%, and that is not going to cut it. We want to see more between 5 to 10, ideally 15%. But on a subscription, we're okay with a lower percentage because that is a bigger commitment. So take that in mind here. So what we're doing now, and we're in the process of doing this, is we're going to restructure this landing page. We're going to bring in and do some conversion rate optimization. We already had them add new photos here, which is going to help quite a bit. Again, this is going to depend on the niche you're in, the type of product you're selling, etc. So again, you can do research on that. You can look at your competitors, see which ones are advertising successfully, ideally running over 30 ads and a good amount of ads, and then take what they're doing and try to implement those with your design, your landing page. So results so far, like I said, we're seeing a 13 ROAS on that subscription kit, which is going to go down, but for testing phase, that's excellent. And in addition, we found a successful creative format, which is the unboxing video with the influencer talking into the camera, that we can then duplicate this style on other influencers on the platform. So I just wanted to go over that video. This quick case study with Global Belly, and not just talk about how we generated $500,000 for this client. I want to show you guys the process from beginning to end and give you guys a client that's more in the earlier stages, and you can see how we go about doing things. Hopefully you found something in this video that you can use for your brand, for your paid traffic, and let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'm very curious, I'll be making more videos this week. All right, guys, cheers.